Hello, I'm Gab, and today we'll be talking about the history, the rules, the equipment, and the gameplay of badminton. So sit back and enjoy on watching this video, and I hope you learned something. First is we'll be talking about the history of badminton. Now, the history of badminton started at the mid 1800s, so around 1870s, 1873, so on and so forth. Now, it was created by a person called Puna, a British Indian person. Now, the British Army learned to play the game around 1870 and brought the sport to England at the same time. Now, they were stationary in British India, so that's why I said they brought the sport back to England. Now, badminton was named by the Duke of Beaufort in his country, and he brought the sport in his country estate in Gloucestershire around 1873, and he named it Badminton House. Now the game has many names. It's been called battledore, bat or paddle. The other one is shuttlecock, is also known as bird or birdie, and the other one is Puna. Now at the time, because obviously Puna was the one who created the game, it was known as Puna because it was very popular at the time, and it has its own version called Puna version, and obviously the Badminton House. Now, why is it called badminton now at we know of? Again, as I said earlier, badminton was named because of the Duke of Beaufort brought the sport into his country estate in Gloucestershire around 1873, and named it Badminton House. But since badminton can be played outside and inside, they named it as badminton. So, and that name has been stuck for many years, and it's never been called again battledore, shuttlecock, Puna, or Badminton House, because you can play it outdoors or indoors depending on what you want. Next, we'll be talking about is the equipment. Now, the first equipment in badminton, one of the basic equipments in badminton, is the racket. Now, the racket is one of the most crucial equipments needed to play the sport badminton, because it's a thing to hit the shuttlecock from the other opponent's side, so you could battle it out and have fun. Now, it's more important to know the grip of your hand to the racket, because if you're not comfortable with the grip, then obviously you're not gonna have fun while playing the sport. So it's very important to know the grip of your hand to the racket. So yes, next is the shuttlecock. Now this is probably the second most important thing, or the most important thing out of the equipments, and it's impossible to play without it, is the shuttlecock. And the shuttlecock is a lightweight feathered pseudo bird type of equipment, and a shuttlecock has 16 feathers, and its weight is not gonna surpass 5.50 grams, so it'll be lightweight and not less than 4.74 grams. So the shuttlecock is very light, very small, and has 16 feathers, and if you hit the shuttlecock with your racket, it will go to the other side of the opponent, and then your opponent would flick it back to you, and then you take it back until one side can get a point. Next is the badminton socks and shoes. Now this is also needed because sometimes badminton court has a different terrain than other courts. So if you use different shoes for different type of sport in a different terrain, your feet will hurt, and it's gonna be uncomfortable, and you might feel pain overnight when you're relaxing, sleeping, etc. Now, it's very important to know the terrain and better to find, or it's more important to buy badminton shoes, so that when the next time you play, you're gonna feel comfortable and don't feel any pain. And next is the socks. Now the socks is also important, because sometimes when you're sweating, it might get itchy, or you won't feel comfortable because there's something bothering you in your feet. So it's better to buy or get badminton socks, so it will absorb your sweat as time goes by when you're playing the game. The badminton net. Now, when playing badminton, And if you're gonna play badminton for fun, for entertainment purposes only, and when you're with your friends, just playing badminton for fun, bringing a badminton net is not necessary because you're just playing for fun, and it's gonna be pointless having a net. But if you wanna have fun with a badminton net, then bring it. But if you're a professional or you're a pro, you're gonna bring about your own badminton net and gonna set it up as the usual badminton is usually set. It's 5 feet above the ground and not less than 5 feet lower in the ground. So you gotta know if it's 5 feet above the ground, because if you're not gonna know if it's 5 feet above the ground, it'll be inaccurate. And sometimes in badminton, this white thing it's gonna be tapped, so that it's gonna be known if it's okay, if it's really 5 feet above the ground, and if it's accurate enough. Now, the rules for the game, I'm only gonna say the simple rules of the game called badminton. Now, some of the rules is a match can consist of the best of 3 games of 21 points. So it's best of 3 till 21. The player / pair winning a rally adds to a point to its score. 20 all, the player or / pair with which first gains the 2 points will lead and win the game. Or in other words, if a players or doubles game is happening and both side is 20-20 or it's tied, it's gonna be called a deuce, which meaning whoever gets the 2 points first will win the game. The next rule is a point will be scored when a shuttlecock lands inside the opponent's court, or if a returned shuttlecock hits the net or lands outside of the court, the player will lose the point. Or in other words, if, say example, if I'm playing number 1 and I have a player number 2 on my badminton court, and I hit the shuttlecock on the other side and it lands on the opponent's side, I'll gain the point. But if they manage to deflect it but it hit the net, I will still gain the point. But if I did the same thing, I reflected it but it hit the net, landed outside of the court, I will lose the point and won't gain any points, and the enemy team will gain the point, and vice versa. Badminton, the badminton serve must be hit underarm and below the server's waist height. So in other words, if this is my badminton, and this is the shuttlecock, this is how you do it. You drop and then you hit it, or you do it like this and you hit the shuttlecock, and the shuttlecock would fly to the opponent's side, and it's up to the opponent if they will hit it or not. And next we'll be talking about the gameplay. This is the last thing we were talking about for badminton. Now, the 3 things I will be talking about here is the scoring, the players, and the playing areas. Now, in scoring for badminton, in competitive adult matches, all games are played to best of 3 till 21 points. So whoever which is to 2 points or gets a 2-1 score, and if they score 21, they'll win the game or the series. Now, if you are tied, say example 2020, it'll be a deuce. So whoever gets the 2 points first will win the game. And example, if they tie again, like 2022, 23-23, 24-24, they will still do deuce, or they will still get the 2 points first, and whoever gets the 2 points first will win. Now, if, say example, if the score reaches the 29 and 29, so both sides are 29 points both sides, whoever gets the first point on either side will win the whole game. It will not be a deuce, and no side will go for the 2 points. Whoever gets to 1 point and reaches the 30 points will win. That will only happen if the score is 29 or 29. If it's 19 and 19 or 20 and 20, it will be a deuce. So, or if it's like 21 and 21, it will be a deuce, etc. Next is the players. Now, badminton can have 2 or 4 players in the court at a given time. It all depends on the management, or like if you're playing privately, it depends on them if it's singles or doubles, or if it's mixed doubles, etc. Now, in competitive badminton, games have different types of games and matches. They are men's as women's singles. So one side is a man, one side is a woman, vice versa. Men's doubles slash women's doubles, so both sides can have two women, two men, etc. Or you can have mixed doubles, mixed of men and women on both sides. Okay, now for the attacking stance, for this one, you gotta be sure to time it right. It's all about the timing in this one. So most of the time, if you're preparing yourself to attack, make sure that your racket is above here, so above your head, or at least above you, so that you can time the amount of power, or you can time the shot coming towards you, so that you can hit it. Obviously, it's not all about you just swing it like that, okay? Just to hit the shuttlecock and so that you can go to the other side. You must time it right, time it perfectly, so that when you hit it, the enemy cannot hit it or can't reach the shuttlecock, so that you can gain the point. It's all about the timing. So when you are like this, I don't have enough space, but I will do. This will do. So it can go like this, or depending on how what's like the trajectory, or how far the shuttlecock is from the ground. So if it's a bit too high, you could either hit it like this, or you could jump. If it's really too high, it depends on you. But it's all about the timing on how are you going to hit the shuttlecock. Okay, and when you go hit like this, you're gonna time it right. And when you time it right, it will hit here, and when it hits, you go like that, and then the shuttlecock will go to the other side, and you might gain the point or not. Depends if the enemy deflects it right, or if it lands on the ground. And if the enemy deflects it and it goes to the net, you will gain the point. It's all about the timing and the stance, or the stance of you hitting the shuttlecock. Now for the singles, obviously you're all by your own, same as your enemy. Now, you occupy more space unlike you're in doubles, obviously, because if you're in doubles, you have your partner. In singles, obviously, you're all alone. Now, in singles, it's more like this. Same stance with your legs, like this, but your racket, make sure that it's outside. So when it goes here or here, you can either go like this or like that. Because if it's right here, you're not gonna be able to hit or deflect the shuttlecock if it goes right here. Right here will be fine because you go like this, but here you're not, because you might go like this, or you might go like that. Okay, so it's gonna be hard for you. So make sure that your racket's right, that you're like this in a squat stance, and your racket should be outside, so you can be prepared where the shuttlecock is going. Now next is the badminton court. Now the badminton courts have a length of 44 to 13.4 meters, but double courts are 20 feet wide with 6.1 meters, while single courts are reduced to 17 or 5.18 meters, shrinking by 1.5 to 0.46 meters on both sides. Service courts are split by a center line dividing the width of the court, and are set back from the net by a short service line of 6.5 or 1.98 meters. Double games also require two long service line that is placed 2.5 meters or 0.76 meters in from the back boundary. Clearances of 2 to or 0.61 meters should be providing around the entire badminton court.